The debut of Lindor as a Met is very conspicuous as it coincides with the debut of his new kicks, which we've got right here. These are hot off the presses. Francisco, good morning. Thanks for joining us, man.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having the shoes right there. They look amazing.
Hey,
well, they feel amazing. I have it on right now. I like the little throwback.
I don't know if you can see mine.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, so wait a minute. We want to ask you about the shoe here. I want to know how intimate you were, how much input you had in the design. And this is only one. You've got baseball shoes, turf shoes. There's a whole line of these, right?
Me and New Balance started literally from scratch. We sat down the first day, and I came up with some ideas. They came up with some ideas, and they made it. They made it. They pretty much just from scratch. They created it. They allowed my input on it. It's 100%. Like from the flower print in the front of the shoe, which is the national flower of Puerto Rico, the amapola. In English, is hibiscus. Staying positive, as you can see right there, is one of my mottos. And the other one says be consistent. And then the top strap, you can remove that strap on and off. So it's for comfort, for swag, for speed, for stabilization, like to be able to like feel compact and tight in that shoe. That's what I wanted, and New Balance did an outstanding job of creating the Lindor 1.
Hey, let me ask you about the bottom, because outside of being multicolored and pretty cool looking, you have yours on, but I could hit in these on the turf right now if I wanted to in the batting cage. Was that the design and thought?
Mm-hmm. So with the design, obviously having a lot of colors, being bold and colorful, and being able to express yourself however you want, and matching them pretty much with anything you want. But the bottom, when they first came to me, the first prototype, there were two-part soles. So they were coming off as I was hitting, and we came up with this that they had already, that sole that is one full sole that is not going to come apart on you when you're swinging, when you're running, when you're going to the mall, when you wear it to eat, to go to the club, to whatever you want. It's comfortable and it's not going to come apart on you. I wanted a shoe that was going to be for the field and off the field, not just practice. To be able to wear it to the mall, to be able to wear it, family events, clubs if you want to. I've been wearing my shoes everywhere, man. I don't stop wearing it.
Very, very smart, very smart. Now, before we'll leave the shoe on this last question, do you do this if you're still in Cleveland, or is this a New York, hey, here I am, I'm in the big market thing?
No, this takes quite some time. It's a process. I've been working on it for about a year and a half almost to this day. The New Balance people have done an outstanding job of getting my ideas and their ideas together and creating this amazing shoe. So it was going to come out, whether it was in New York, Cleveland, wherever I was, it was going to come out.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm glad you cleaned that up for me. Here's the last look at the shoe. Now, I want to talk some baseball with you, okay? Because one of my favorite times in spring is always going to see you in camp with all the different drills that you do, hitting in the cage and whatnot. So how different is it going to a different team now for the first time, and your hitting instructor doesn't really know you or your routines and different things like that? How different has that been?
It's very different when it comes to the routine. The routine of getting to the field and when are you going to go in the hot tubs or cold tub, when are you going to eat, when are you going to go in the weight room. That routine is different. But my routine in the cage is still the same. And Chili Davis and Slade, they have done an amazing job. They're really good. And learning from the group of guys here, the guys can hit. These boys, they can hit. And Chili is a good hitting coach. We all know Chili talks a lot, but he talks the truth, and I like that.
Well, Chili was an amazing switch hitter. So I'm wondering, for you being a switch hitter, have you ever had a coach that was a switch hitter?
No. So this is new for me. Being able to communicate with him has been really good because he understands my right side. He understands, all right, this is not working today, and this is why you lose it. We all get away from this. You know, you got to use that right hand the right way because we work so hard on the left side. When we go to our right side, we kind of forget it. And he's been on me and has helped me a lot.
That's cool.
Hey, because you're in a new league, a new division, obviously, Francisco, at what point do you start worrying about or looking into the opponent? Is that on game day? Is that now? Do you start feeling out, if you have a Grapefruit League game against a team that's in your division, are you paying more attention or you worry about that in April?
I mean, we all know our division is going to be fun. We all know that. We know the Braves are really good. Marlins made it to the playoffs last year. Phillies are also good. They got a good staff. So we all know this division is going to be fun, and we all know what Nationals are capable of doing. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to going out there with the boys and grind every single day to come up with some W's. And the Central Division has always been challenging, and this one seems like it's taking over the one that everybody's talking about in baseball. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, when you got traded to the Mets, this building, we have a lot of Met fans, obviously, where we're located. They went nuts.
Yeah.
People went crazy.
We had to calm them all down.
But their big thing was like,
You should do pour water on them.
oh, yeah, no doubt. Like, calm down, would you? Please. Hey, but the question lingers with all Met fans, what's going to happen with the contract? I understand you guys maybe started conversations, or is that not true? You tell us what's happening with that end, and what are your thoughts towards that?
Yeah, no, he hasn't started. I'm aware Sandy mentioned it. I believe yesterday or 2 days ago he mentioned that he expects conversation to start soon. We'll see. We'll leave it that to my agent David. Let him deal with all of that. I just focus on the game on a daily basis, and that's why David gets paid. Let him deal with that headache of negotiation. So let him deal with that.
I like it. Put that on David.
So I'm looking into the Mets schedule this year, Francisco, and I should have had this up, but on the 13th, it looks like you guys are home. June 13th is also the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City, right? You guys have a home game against the Padres. Is there any chance you could pull a rock star like a Deion Sanders thing and come to the parade and then play 9 innings against San Diego? Have you thought that far in advance?
I mean, I would, but there's this thing called COVID that I can't be out in public. So, but I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't. Besides this year.
I hear you with that.
I want to know actually because, I mean, you're hardly the first Puerto Rican player to play with the Mets, but is there anything that you've brought to spring training culturally with your arrival as a Met, like food, fashion? Is there something inherently Puerto Rican that you've brought to this Mets team?
Music, man. I put some speakers right away in this clubhouse. It was quiet. Now we got some music. Thank God. That's about the only thing I've done so far. So hopefully the guys are enjoying it. And yeah, they people here they're good. I say, hey, we need some music. Boom, boom. They got it done. And that's what it's all about.
That's pretty cool. So hey, looking around the diamond, around the field. It's one thing to see guys on TV or even play against them. What has stood out, or what player has kind of stood out that you've been able to observe in the last couple of weeks?
J.D. Davis has improved tremendously. He works very hard on the daily basis to become the best third baseman he can be. So I'm very excited to play with him. I play against him pretty much since the minor leagues. And every year we have played against each other in the Central Division. And now playing with him this year is going to be fun. He's very smart, very sharp. And
let me ask you something on the defensive side of that real quick. So having you at short now with your range and your ability, will you move over and kind of pinch off so he doesn't have to range as much? That makes it a little easier on the third baseman. You talked about things like that?
We have talked about which side is he better. If he's better going to his right or left, and then I'll go off that. You know,
Yeah.
like, all right, you're better to your left, then that means you can take one step to your right, and then you have no problem coming to your left.
Right.
If you're better going to your right, then all right, then I'll shift a little bit to my right. That way I got your back on the left side, and then you worry about your right side.
Yeah, no, that's that cool baseball stuff. I love that.
I mean, there's so many things we could talk to you about, and it's so
Nuggets.
early in your Mets tenure as you're just getting to know your teammates and your new uniform. But we really appreciate the time today,
Well,
man.
we're not done yet. We got one last thing.
Oh, okay.
Because Coming to America
Oh, yeah.
is coming out on the 5th of
dude.
March. Where'd you get this jacket, Frankie? I want
So
that.
good, so good.
Well, that's the beauty of being in New York. You get whatever you want, I guess.
That was pretty slick.
They had it here, man. I showed up one day. It's like, hey, you like this jacket? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you got to get to work, man. But thank you for the time, and thank you for the shoes. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
I hope you guys
incredible.
like-
We'll end it how we started.
Yeah, man.
Comfort,
Yeah.
coolness, everything. We appreciate you, buddy.
Francisco,
Yeah,
thanks
thank
for the
you,
time,
guys.
man. We'll
Appreciate
visit
you.
with you again
Yeah.
soon.
All right, take care, guys.